There are words so powerful, so dangerously precise. They don't just flatter a woman, they disarm her. They bypass her walls, dig into her core, and stir feelings she didn't even know she was hiding. These are not your everyday compliments. These are forbidden compliments. The kind of words that men rarely use, not because they don't work, but because they're too powerful in the wrong hands. Have you ever looked into a woman's eyes and known instinctively that a simple phrase could make her melt? But you didn't know what to say? You're not alone. Most men either compliment too often or too shallowly. You're beautiful, they say. Empty, predictable, forgotten. But there's another level, a way to speak that makes a woman feel seen, respected, desired, and it's rooted in an ancient Stoic truth: the power of speaking less but saying more. In this video, we'll explore 5 forbidden compliments, phrases so rare and raw, they make women feel weak, not because of your looks or money, but because of your presence. These are rooted in psychology, sharpened with experience, and infused with Stoic control. Watch closely, use them wisely, and never underestimate the power of words, especially the ones no one else dares to say. Number 1, you think differently, and I respect that. Most men are obsessed with a woman's looks, but here's the truth. While beauty can attract her body, recognizing her mind captures her soul. When you tell a woman, you think differently, and I respect that, you're doing something most men will never do. You're validating her intellect, not just her appearance. And that's powerful, because for many women, especially high-value ones, being seen for who they are internally is a rare and intoxicating experience. Imagine this. You're on a date. She shares a unique perspective, maybe something controversial or vulnerable. Most guys would nod politely or change the subject, but you lean in, you pause, and then you say it. You think differently, and I respect that. That moment right there, that's when the emotional walls start to fall. Why? Because this compliment says more than just, I like your idea. It tells her, I'm paying attention. I'm not threatened by your mind. I welcome it. And according to psychological studies, women crave emotional recognition even more than physical praise. When you compliment her mind, you validate her identity. That's intimacy. That's unforgettable. From a Stoic perspective, this shows strength. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting." In the modern dating world, that obstacle is often fear of deep connection. But when you use this forbidden compliment, you convert that fear into trust. So don't just flirt, elevate, make her feel seen, let her know her thoughts are safe with you, and she'll chase your presence like air. Number 2, there's a calm energy about you, and it's rare. Women are used to chaos, loud men, fast messages, constant pressure to perform, respond, smile. But when you tell her, there's a calm energy about you, and it's rare, you offer something her world often doesn't: peace, and that makes you magnetic. This compliment isn't about how she looks or what she says, it's about her presence. You're showing her that you notice the intangible, that subtle frequency she gives off, the one others are too distracted to feel. Why is this so effective? Because most women live in a state of high alert, emotionally, socially, psychologically. When you tell her she radiates calm, you're telling her you make the world quieter. That's rare. That's unforgettable. Think of a Stoic. Epictetus taught that freedom is the only worthy goal in life. When you compliment a woman's calm, you're recognizing her freedom from the chaos, and you're also showing her that you're free from the noise too. This creates an instant bond. Two souls that don't need to shout, don't need to prove, just stillness, depth, control, and psychologically, calm is deeply associated with trustworthiness. Studies show that individuals who radiate peace are seen as more emotionally safe and mature. When you reflect this back to a woman, you become her refuge, her safe space. So remember, when you see a woman who walks like still water, who makes silence feel warm, who carries peace in her bones, tell her, That kind of compliment doesn't just touch her ego, it reaches her heart. Number 3, I feel like I can be myself around you. This might sound like something she would say to you, but that's exactly why it's so powerful when it comes from you. You see, most compliments are outward-facing. You look great. You're so funny. But when you tell a woman, I feel like I can be myself around you, you make it personal, vulnerable, human. And that creates something few men ever achieve: emotional intimacy. Here's why it works. Women, especially strong women, are constantly being evaluated, judged, put on a pedestal or pulled apart. But when you, as a man, let your guard down, even subtly, it tells her, you're safe. You don't have to perform with me, and I don't have to perform with you either. That's seductive in a way no pickup line can ever be. From a psychological standpoint, this taps into reciprocity. The moment you show trust, the brain naturally wants to return that trust. It's instinctual. And from a Stoic lens, it's the essence of self-awareness. As Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most people wear masks out of fear. But when you show her that she removes yours, not because you're weak, but because she makes you feel free, that's powerful. It's the kind of compliment that doesn't sound like a compliment, and that's exactly why it lingers. So the next time a moment feels real, when you're laughing without pretending, speaking without calculating, pause, look at her, and say it. You make me feel like I can just be myself, because when you drop your armor first, she'll drop hers next. Number 4, you're dangerous in a beautiful way. This compliment is pure fire, and it walks a thin line between mystery and admiration. When you tell a woman, you're dangerous in a beautiful way, you're not just flattering her. You're awakening her shadow side, the part of her that wants to be desired not just for her kindness, but for her power. Every woman has a wild edge, a quiet darkness, a dangerous beauty that she rarely gets permission to own. Society tells her to be sweet, soft, likable, but when you say, you're dangerous, you break the mold. You speak to her untamed nature. This is psychologically thrilling. Why? Because danger implies intensity, passion, depth. And when you combine that with the word beautiful, you're blending chaos and control, fire and elegance. It's irresistible. Story time. A woman once told a man that she felt too much for most people. He didn't deny it. He smiled and said, "You are. And that's exactly why you're unforgettable." She said that was the moment she fell. From a Stoic perspective, this is about accepting duality. Just as we must learn to accept pain and joy, we must also embrace the fullness of others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Complimenting a woman's beauty and her edge shows her you see the whole of her, not just the parts that make others comfortable. So the next time you see a woman whose presence is magnetic, a little wild, a little intense, don't tame her with flattery. Challenge her with truth. Tell her she's dangerous, and that's exactly what makes her divine. Number 5, you don't even realize what you do to people, do you? This is the compliment that haunts. It's not specific. It's not obvious. It's not even fully explained. And that's why it drives women crazy in the best way. When you say, you don't even realize what you do to people, do you? You're planting a seed in her mind. You're telling her there's something about her, something powerful, but you're making her think about it, and that creates emotional tension. Psychologically, this is called implied validation. You're praising her, but indirectly. You're leaving room for mystery, for self-reflection. That ambiguity triggers deeper emotions than any simple praise ever could. She'll wonder, what did he mean? What do I do to people? Is it my laugh, my eyes, my vibe? She'll spiral in the best possible way. And here's the Stoic genius behind this line. You're not giving her validation. You're guiding her toward her own. Stoics teach us to know ourselves, to seek truth from within. This compliment invites her to look inward, to find her own magic, to recognize her impact. It's not just seductive, it's transformational. Deliver this line slowly, intentionally. Look into her eyes, smile slightly, then say it. You don't even realize what you do to people, do you? Then let silence do the rest, because the most unforgettable compliments are the ones that make her feel things you never fully explain. Conclusion: words are weapons, tools, mirrors, and when you master them, not for manipulation, but for truth, you become unforgettable. These 5 forbidden compliments aren't about charm, they're about impact. They're crafted not to impress a woman, but to touch her soul, to make her pause, to make her feel. And that's the ultimate Stoic art, to be so grounded, so intentional, so present, that your words echo long after you've left the room. Use these lines with wisdom, with restraint, with real presence. Don't flatter for the sake of it. Connect. Compliments should feel earned, rare, honest. And when they are, they become unforgettable. If this video sparked something in you, if it reminded you of the power you hold just by choosing the right words, then subscribe, share, comment. Tell me which line you'll try first, or share one of your own.